you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine. 2024 CR 008247, State of Texas versus Omero Sanchez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Defense?
David McLean for the defense.
All right. And are you Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You entered a plea on December 2nd to the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state is silent on your application, and they're silent on, they're just silent on your application. There's $1,000 fine. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state? Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
Not for the
Defense.
defense.
And have both parties had a chance to review the MIC evaluation? Was that completed?
I don't believe in make evaluation. I didn't see one, Judge.
I did not see one.
All right, that was audit.
Sorry, Judge, can you give me the case number?
It's 2024 CR 008247.
That's the mid-tracking evaluation was the top evaluation and the PSI.
All right, and what are the results from the MIC evaluation?
You know, I'll be first.
All right, thank you. After you all have finished reviewing that, just let the court know.
I'm ready, Judge.
All right, any objections to the MIC evaluation, state or defense?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
Other than my client, no.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Omero Sanchez.
All right, defense?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Sanchez, you had a chance to review the pre-sentence investigation with me, correct? Okay. And the information that was contained there that the court now has available to them, that was all true and correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. On the night that this happened, can you tell the court where you were mentally?
I was, I had I guess it was one of the first times I've had this, a sinking feeling in my chest, a flashback. The night before that, I was in Hondo. I was a Starbucks store manager. I was helping my district manager to open a store then. And because I was a veteran, they sent me down to the VFW. And while I was at the VFW, remember the last thing we did was we presented arms to the flag. And as soon as I rendered a salute without even thinking about it, my heart just sank, and I felt sick to my stomach, and I was back on Disney Drive back in Afghanistan, and that's the road that we would send off our soldiers, airmen, Marines. I felt very sick, very sick. The very next day, the day of the incident, I talked to my district manager, George Martinez, and I told him everything, and actually cried with him. I hadn't cried in can't remember. So I wasn't in a to answer your question, I wasn't in a good state of mind. I didn't feel well. I did end up, and then the incident happened at night where I found my mother, my children, my ex-girlfriend, with the victim, Mr. Quintanilla. And then that's I think what pretty much broke the rest of me mentally.
Okay.
That's definitely not who I am. But to answer your question.
And with the events that were delineated as to how that happened, that's contained in that pre-sentence investigation report that you gave, that description was accurate and truthful?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You accept responsibility for what happened that night?
I absolutely do, sir. Regardless of how I feel or what happened, I know what I did. No one deserves to be hurt the way that things went down. I would never want to harm another person. I hope one day that Mr. Quintanilla can forgive me. I am truly, truly sorry. It's not a good feeling to have, and I hope that I just would like to pay my debt back to this community.
You ever been in trouble with law before?
I never even as much as a parking ticket. I've always considered myself a productive member of society, a law-abiding citizen. 14 years in the Air Force. I was a military instructor here at Lackland. I've always volunteered for food bank. Always in a part of this community. In that regard, it's just that's not who I am. But I do take responsibility for that.
If there is restitution that's owed, is that something you're willing to pay to Mr. Quintanilla?
Absolutely. Whatever the state feels is right to make this right. I'll do whatever.
You've asked this court for deferred adjudication.
Yes, sir.
You understand deferred adjudication is a kind of probation that if you complete it successfully, your case will be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
You also understand that while you're on probation, if you violate any terms of that the state can file a motion to enter adjudication of guilt, issue a warrant, go back to jail, find out, not. At some point, you're going to come back and you're going to face the same judge. And at that point, the only decision she's going to have to make is whether to enter the plea you've already given her. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And if she decides to enter that plea, she has the full range of punishment up to her.
Yes, sir.
And we've discussed what that range of punishment is, from 2 years up to 20 years in prison.
Yes, sir.
And while you're on probation, is that something you're going to consider every waking moment of your life while you're on probation?
Absolutely.
20 years and $10,000 if you violate your probation.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell this court?
I would just like to reiterate that I would like an opportunity to make this right. I know I've changed a lot of people's lives. 3 of us. Like I said, I am deeply troubled and sorry for the actions that happened that night. It was a very complicated night. It's not a representation of who I am, the person that I was before this case. I would also, on a personal level, I would cherish the opportunity to be able to provide for my children again. That would mean the world to me. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that what happened. So if it's prison, then fine, I'll pay my due that way. If it's deferred education, then I would really cherish that opportunity. And I know I'll be successful. There's no doubt in my mind. But like I said, I understand the situations. I've also been taking a lot of classes while I'm here in jail. I wanted to run certificates, but it's helping a lot with my mental health.
What classes did you take?
I took anger management, I took MRT, moral recognition therapy, took paint, art class, and then a PTSD class with Ms. Alma.
Do you currently have a diagnosis with PTSD?
I guess through Ms. Alma, but they want me to, if I do get a chance to get out, they've already kind of made some calls to go get me set up with the VA, get them my benefits. I've never filed for them. So.
Okay, and you do have benefits available through the Veterans Administration?
Yeah, they told me basically I'll get 100%. The whole thing. I never wanted to deal with the military.
Your Honor, pass the witness.
State,
No questions, Judge.
I have a few questions if there are no
I
objections.
have no objection.
All right, so what was the argument about?
My the mother of my children, Ms. Galvan, she was I caught her cheating.
Well, I mean, it states in the stipulations that she hadn't dated you for years.
No, man, we were together for 6 years. We had 2 kids together. We were on a lease at Pecan Springs apartment, and we were living together. I had no idea this was going on. I actually went to her for help because I was feeling really sick that night, and I just happened to. No, I mean,
No, I read that you all hadn't been dating for a while. Did I read incorrectly?
no, we were together for all the
Counsel?
way up till April of this year.
My,
last year.
my understanding was that was kind of her statement,
Mhm.
but I think from my client's perspective, they were living together still. They,
I had no idea that was going on.
All right, so it says in the stipulations that you came over to the home, correct?
No, ma'am, this is in a parking lot. I went to, because I was feeling sick, so I was trying to find her, someone to talk to her about the incident I had, because she went with me to the veteran event the night before. I took her and the kids. And then so the following day, because she worked late, she worked at Walmart. And I basically found them in the parking lot. So, but yeah, we were together. I mean, there was no question about that.
Oh,
Absolutely
all
no
right,
question about
so that was me not interpreting this correctly. So it says that victim 2 advised that she was assaulted by her boyfriend of 4 years, which is you. Victim 2 also advised that she had been in a relationship with victim 1 for the last couple of months. So you go to the parking lot and you realize that she's been cheating on you.
Yes, we caught-
All right. What do you mean you caught them?
they were kissing and. So-
All right, why were you at that parking lot? Is it the parking lot of the apartment complex?
No, it was a business next to their work. They used to work together.
Okay, so they used to work together.
I don't know if they still do, but they work together.
All right. So you went to her place of employment to talk about your issues?
Yes, because I talked to her previously around lunchtime. That I left work early, got the kids from daycare. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist.
All right, so then you leave the location because it says that you started striking her and you shoved her into the vehicle. This is just in the stipulations. And she states that during the altercation, the person that she's with took out his firearm and pointed it at you, demanding that you leave. And then it states that, I'm just going to say her boyfriend states that then you walk away and you get into your vehicle. And then you make a U-turn and you accelerate towards her other boyfriend and towards her. And then you collide with her, with the vehicle. Then you exit your vehicle, start striking her boyfriend several times while the boyfriend is laying on the parking lot. And then you fled the location. Is that about right, sir?
Not to my account.
Okay, what is your account?
Brought them in the parking lot. And this is where I lost control. I normally wouldn't do that. So I went at them. The thing that I remember is he struck me in my neck, and then I started fighting with him. He ran away, pulled out his concealed weapon behind his back. That part is what just should, I lost all thought, because the last time someone pointed a gun at me was in Afghanistan. And I hate guns. I don't do guns. I can't stand guns. I have a real problem with guns. I got back into my car. I couldn't exit the parking lot without going back that way because there was only one exit. So that's why I did that. But the whole time I was just thinking about the gun. I hit him with the vehicle. I didn't run him over or anything. He fell to the side, and then I got out trying to find the weapon. I wanted to take control of that weapon. Yes, I did strike him. Even though we're fighting, I was still afraid that he was gonna shoot me with the weapon. At that point, I had lost control of most of what I was thinking. I was more in like just disable the threat.
Okay.
And then she remember her coming up behind me afterwards and grabbing me by the neck, and that's where I shoved her back. I shouted some threats at her, and then a bystander came by, and that's when I kind of snapped out of it. And so he had 2 kids with him, and that's when she had the gun towards the end, and then that's when I left the scene. I just didn't know.
All right. Thank you for explaining that and clearing that up for me. Any other questions?
No, Judge.
Any other questions?
Just wanted for clarification, when you were driving your vehicle toward him, was he pointing the gun at you?
I don't remember, but in my head, he had the gun, and that's all I was thinking about.
There.
All right.
No further.
Well, isn't the complainant here, Mr. Quintanilla?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If anybody wants to ask him whether or not he was pointing a gun at him,
The state will stick by the stipulations.
the
Good,
complainant is here.
I don't have any reason to question.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
That has cleared up some things for the court. So what does the complainant want? Because I see that the girlfriend that you all are fighting over is not here and hasn't given anything. Is the girlfriend here?
She's here.
Oh, they're sitting separately. Are they no longer together?
No, they're together.
My understanding is they are both becoming separate for he's one giving the victim a statement.
Oh, okay. Is there anything either one of them would like to say? Or do they, I mean, what would they want to see happen in this case?
He just wanted.
Sure.
Judge, I would kind of object to that because the state was remaining silent.
Well, let me just tell you, it's probably for your benefit.
Understood. Thank you, Judge.
And to the complainant, just know if I were to give him probation, he is going to be on GPS. And there would be no contact.
I will say that the state is going to remain silent, but so I have the information. I just they're remaining silent.
Okay.
So I don't. I thought I heard to him to.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's no objections. Then our the victim would like prison time, and the girlfriend Vivian, who is not a stress victim, said that she just wants what's fair.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do what I believe is fair in this case. And I'm assuming he has no criminal history?
None.
And were you dishonorably discharged from the military? I'm sorry?
It was
Honorably?
I had a great career.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine. That will be probated. Is there any restitution?
Not necessarily.
All right. The state is asking for an affirmative finding of family violence. I'm assuming there are no objections to that finding.
No, you're right.
All right, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. There should be no contact with Anselmo, Anslmo, Quintanilla, or Vivian Galvan. If you want to have visitation with your children, that needs to be done through a third party, you understand?
Yes, Your
Are you employed?
Honor. None at the moment.
All right, there's going to be partial GPS for employment. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. There's going to be anger management. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And I'm going to order that you receive mental health treatment through the VA.
Yes.
So probation, it'll be mental health treatment through the VA. And the partial GPS will be until further notice. And I'll ask that GPS fees are waived.
Thank you, Judge.
Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. And also, I'm sorry, it's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it inside?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your
All right, we can go off the record. So in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let the probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing the issue, then you can always come back to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Would I be able to speak to you or just?
Oh, just 1 second. I'm so sorry. Also, probation, it's 150 hours of community service restitution. And I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once you complete that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you.
And you were asking,
Well, if I have questions, I could speak to somebody in here.
you speak to your probation officer. There's a probation officer here. That probation officer will go over conditions with you, but she is not going to be your regular probation officer. That will be a different probation officer. If you have issues or you need help with something, let them know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can come back to the court and address it with me. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In this court, make sure you communicate.
Yes, ma'am.
And if for any reason a motion to revoke is filed, if it's in proper order, I'm going to sign it. And then you're looking at potentially 20 years at the prison. You understand?
I understand.
All right. Thank you. You say there's a victim impact?
Yes, Your
All right. If you'll step over there.
The sentencing hearing begins with Judge Stephanie Boyd formally addressing the defendant's plea to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The court confirms there are no objections to the PSI report and establishes that the state remains silent on sentencing recommendations. Immediately, the gravity of the situation is clear as the potential punishment range looms in the background. The defendant takes the stand and delivers a lengthy emotional account. He describes experiencing PTSD-related flashbacks tied to his military service, explaining that the night before the incident triggered intense memories of Afghanistan. He claims emotional distress carried into the following day when he discovered his ex-girlfriend with another man. While accepting responsibility, he repeatedly emphasizes that the violence does not reflect who he believes himself to be. As the testimony continues, Judge Stephanie Boyd steps in with pointed questions. She challenges discrepancies between the stipulations and the defendant's account, carefully clarifying where the incident occurred and what actions took place. The defendant attempts to reframe the confrontation as fear-driven, stating that the presence of a firearm caused him to lose control. Judge Stephanie Boyd listens, but methodically presses for clarity, reinforcing the seriousness of accelerating a vehicle toward another person. The tension heightens when the judge outlines the legal reality. Deferred adjudication is explained in unmistakable terms. Any violation could result in immediate incarceration, with the full punishment range available. The defendant acknowledges this repeatedly, understanding that his freedom depends entirely on compliance. Judge Stephanie Boyd then delivers her ruling. She grants deferred adjudication for 8 years, imposes fines, affirms findings of family violence and deadly weapon use, and orders strict conditions including GPS monitoring, no contact orders, anger management, community service, and VA mental health treatment. Her authority is unmistakable as she emphasizes communication and accountability. The hearing concludes with a final warning. Judge Stephanie Boyd makes it clear that any motion to revoke probation will be signed, placing the defendant at risk of up to 20 years in prison. The courtroom falls silent under the weight of that consequence, marking a decisive end to a tense and emotionally charged proceeding.